I see the driver of the Caterham is waist deep down in maintenance on the car. Well, it is British. Well, hello glue troopers, and down here in Florida, I actually had to wear sleeves this morning. So we got to work on the X13 that I was talking about this morning and the X1. And things were going okay, well, as well as could be expected. And I had taped off, masked off the cockpits and everything and shot a primer coat on them. I decided to use black as the primer. And I got the metal coat on the X13 okay. The only parts that are actually metal on the X1E are the control surface, ailerons, rudder, elevator, and I thought, I'll just put a quick coat of aluminum on there to get that, and then I'll tape that off. It'll be easier to do it that way, and then I'll paint it white, and then the last thing will be the black glare shield. Well, when I picked up the X1 to put the first primer coat on it, it has those thin, slick wings, and I just didn't have a tight enough grip. I was actually outside, and I picked it up and just moved my hand like that, and it just went right out of my hand. It looked just like the movie The Right Stuff, where Yeager loses the X1A, and it's the way they filmed it, swirling around and spinning. And before it even hit the ground, I was like, idiot. Oh, good Lord. Well, the good news is the only thing that broke off was the nose spike. Everything else stayed on, which is ironic because I just glued the tail back on a few hours before because I had to remove the horizontal stabilizers to buff out, to putty and sand up the rudder to get those gaps closed. Well, anyway, so much to my amazement, even though I was outside, I found the spike. So at some point I'll glue it back on. And I thought about leaving it off because it'll probably just get broken off again. As we all know, when you put jets as long nose spikes, it's just a matter of time before something knocks them off. And I know some people that'll drill out a hole and actually put a metal one or a long wooden one or something in there to make it more durable. But then you run the risk of poking somebody with it, which, yeah, that's actually a thing. I had watched Mike Machat's new video, and he talked about he did the X1A, which, by the way, I happen to think is one of his greatest works. And I'm going to link that below. Okay, most likely, if you're watching this channel, you already know Mike's channel. Go check it out. It's really great. It's on the X-planes. He and I have, as a matter of coincidence, I guess, have both kind of been channeling the X-planes of late. But great minds think alike. And the thing about, he was talking about the X1, that it actually had that spike, that it didn't come out of the tip of the nose, it came out a little bit of the side of the nose, but he said that this was a contracted job, and he was told to leave that off for artistic reasons, to make it just kind of look cooler. And I thought about maybe doing the same thing, and I may yet, just round off the nose and go, what, that spike's going to get knocked off, let's just go ahead and round off the nose and make a nice desktop display out of it anyway. I mean, it's a model. I'm not entering contests. I'm building these for me. And the one thing about that Ryan is that the more paint I put on it, the better it looks. Of course, also I start to realize how slightly lopsided a few things are, but at this point I'm like, whatever. And I also want to get started soon on this Mustang convertible, and I know it's a 2010, I have a 2007, but it's close enough for me. I'll see if I can, the grill works a little different, I'll see if I can find an 07 grill work or something that looks like it, but that's not, again, it's just for my edification. And I was actually out riding around in a Mustang today, which is a thing we do in Florida in January, and I had to wear a hat and sleeves because it was cold, but I loved it. And of course, I thought about my buddy who passed recently, and of course, as I've mentioned, I'll be off air. This channel will go dark for a couple of days, Wednesday, Thursday, while I'm off the funeral. But it's funny. I was riding along thinking about him, and I found myself smiling. Good memories and good times, and I've gotten to that stage where I'm not grieving his loss so much now as appreciating the 39 years I had him as a friend. And the more I thought about it, the harder I laughed, the bigger I smiled. So you know what? Today was a good day. Even despite that I broke a model when I picked it up. When I picked it up, I looked at it and went, if a broken antenna or pitot tube on a model is what I'm calling a problem, life's pretty good. Wouldn't you say? Well, guys, take care of yourselves. We'll see you tomorrow. And as always, model on. Ooh, my stomach is growling so loud I think the microphone's picking it up. I'm trying to stick to my diet.